Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. I'm Corn and working on the gnome, and I thought, I had such lovely subbies say, Corn, I can't wait to see what you make with them. Well, I think a lot of you know I've been super busy with the house, getting it ready for winter, and Handsome did some of that with me as well, plus I had some trim work, base work to put on one of the rooms, blah, blah, blah. I had a lot of work to do on the house. So crafting took a back seat, and I didn't feel good for a little bit of that time as well. And I thought, I'm going to do what I can on my little gnome, little by little. And a lot of people, when they do gnomes, especially the sock gnomes, or the other gnomes as well, they use a hot glue gun. And I'm going to try to keep it as much hand sewing as I can on them. I just feel better about that personally. And so this is take 2. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. I think so. We were doing the, see, his little shoes aren't on yet, but we were working on this one to do the blanket stitch around it, and I had a light that also is magnifying that. I thought maybe since it is the same color, you could still see what I was doing. Then gave an example of the blanket stitch in case you all weren't familiar, and that did not, my video failed, so I thought, well, I've already got that done, and I've already got the filling in there, the polyfill in there, and we had already talked about the little mittens and everything, but let me try to go over what I did say. 2 different socks. Let me put him this way so you can see him so far. Handsome and I really like him a lot. Handsome does come in from time to time and just smile. I get such a kick out of him. His little mustache, we love it, but this is for a relative of a friend. So, and I personally don't know her color schemes or anything like that, and that's why I'm staying so neutral. Something that I thought she could have up for more than one holiday if we stay with grays and whites, and touches of silver. She can have that up at any time, not just for Christmas. And so that's why I did that. He will have a beard, but it won't be, this is just sitting there, by the way, guys. The hat's holding it up a little bit. But what this was a beard used on a Dollar Tree ornament, and I took it apart, and I thought, let me just see what he's going to look like with some hair. But Handsome, I love the mustache so much, but I think who this is going to would want a more traditional beard. I personally, there's a lot of people that have their beards go even longer on whatever they're sitting on, longer than the bottom. I personally like them a little bit shorter, more like, and not everybody has a ZZ Top beard. A lot of people just have it more close cut like so. If I do have room for a button, I would probably put one down here. It depends on how long the beard's going to be. If I kept just the mustache, which would be for me, I'd probably do several buttons here. For the mittens, this is me. I don't have a pattern. So this is me just guessing, getting it wrong, guessing again. Because I'm one of those people who usually has a pattern for something that they make, sew. And so what I did, anyway, both socks are from Dollar Tree, and then the felt is from Hobby Lobby, which They have it 50% off again this week if you're in need of felt. Their regular felt is 33 cents. I think it's 9 by 11? Something like that. And then they have premium felt, and that's regularly 79 for the same size. And they also have, which I had never gotten, felt with adhesive on the bottom. That's $1 and something. I don't know how much that one is. So I'm going to go ahead and do a project share later. I just thought maybe we could, you know, talk about this little fella. He looks like a Henry to me, guys, and nickname Hank. I think he looks like a Hank. And when he gets his full beard, he might not. I'm not sure. But with that stash, with that really nice stash, to me, he looks like a Henry. I know that it's not always fun when people bring you to the craft room and then they work on a project and they don't finish it. That's like, but y'all, I have some people here that are so sweet about just, you know, me crafting and chatting. A lot of people don't stay the whole time, but some do, and even if it's just a few that stay, that's very important to me, and therefore I thought, you know, I haven't been up here doing anything for so long. And like I said, I brought you all along with me for the feetsies and the blanket stitch, and the filling of this one was already done, the filling of this one, everything. The thing is, my pattern that I made for the feet, where did I put that? Because there's the mitten. My desk is a mess, as you can imagine. Oh well, it's around here somewhere. It's the exact same size, you know what I mean? When I cut them out, you have to cut 4. And when I cut them out, it was the exact same pattern, but as you see on the one, I got a little bit larger, and the only thing I can think of is I was thinking of, you know, inside the line or on the line, or, you know, when I'm cutting out my pattern. I'm not sure what went there, but I think it's kind of cute. I have 1 foot bigger than the other. Not by tons, but a little bit. Always have, so. So Hank's like me in that regard. And I did get this ribbon from Walmart. This has got to be 2 or 3 years ago. And don't you love it? I don't know if Walmart's still doing this when they do their ribbons and trims for the holiday for $1. It's like, yes, thank you so much. And I did sew this on. Oh, this is so weird what I sewed it on with, guys. But it worked. You know, in Hobby Lobby, this was on clearance. We took the orange sticker off probably a couple of years ago. This is for jewelry. But I was like, hey, it matches perfect. So, am I out of frame again? Am I not showing you? Oh, mercy. I hope. I'm not used to this angle, as you all know. So, I'm down here showing this. And so I just wanted the metallic because I didn't want it to show. So that's what I sewed it with, which are basically, and it wasn't a lot of fun to do, but I got it done. And so when it came to the pattern for the mittens, I was like, well, okay, this should be okay. And then I thought, wait a minute, I like the size of this, but by the time, you know, I go around it and everything, it's going to be even smaller than that. So you're all going to laugh, but this is what I did. Do you remember, well, here they are. Do you remember when Dollar Tree, this is a couple of years ago, wasn't this year, when they had these, there's stickers, guys. They have the little, you know, adhesive on the back, and they've put it up with the foam dots. I was like, oh, wait a minute, wait, maybe I can use this as a pattern. So what I did was, here's what I ended up with, was this guy. So what I did was I put this down on my cardstock, and then went around it, and then as you see, I needed to tuck the mitten up in the sleeve of his arm, and so I needed some room like that, so I just took the cuff off completely, and then just went up like so. Needs must, right? It was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So that's how I got his mitten. Now this looks huge, but with you know, with sewing them and everything, that's what they came out to. To turn them inside out was, right side out, was not a lot of fun, but I got it done. And so the mittens on the inside actually have the outline stitch on them, believe it or not. And the outline stitch, because I wanted it to get it as close to I could, you know, so that when it was turned right side out, that it wouldn't, you know, that you wouldn't see a lot of gaps and stuff. You know, I wanted a real tight stitching. And as you see, a lot of this stuff I do before I have to do something. It's either pinned with these pink, you know me and pink pearl top pins, or especially with my felt pieces and stuff, I use the little clips that I got off of Amazon about a year ago, I guess. And so this is what my Hank looks like now. Well, he's not my Hank. Handsome keeps coming and looking at him. He said, keep him. I think you should keep him. But like I said, I made him for someone else, so I'm not keeping him. I kind of want to, and if I did keep him, I'd just do the little mustache on him, but no, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, there's polyfill in his feetsies. There's very light polyfill in his mittens and polyfill arms. He does have in the organza bag that we get Dollar Tree, the small ones, he does have rocks in those. He has a base of a 4-inch round piece of cardboard, and that's in his base. He's kind of like me. He's a little bottom heavy. And like I said, I want to use my trying to use my hot glue gun as little as possible. I also want to decorate his hat, but it's going to have to be as, you know, all grays and whites, maybe like 3 or 4 shades of gray, maybe, and white and silver. You know, so like I said, so that the recipient can put it wherever they want it. And I thought it would be fun, especially not to have stuff in it, because, you know, a lot of times we do this with and we'll put things on their hands, you know, like a wreath, or those candy canes would be cute, or the little red stocking I just showed you, something like that. But I thought for any occasion, you know, like for example, let me show you. Oh, I just cut the top. Okay. Sorry for the crinkle, guys. So you know what I mean. And but I don't know any gray and white candy canes, so I'm not doing that. I wanna use these. If I do a pink gnome for the holidays, I would put, you know, I would do this in pinks and stuff. But you know what I mean, like holding something like this and paint it, you know, and have them hold it. I thought the person could, the recipient could do what they wanted for different holidays. You know what I mean? So that's why, or to just keep it up the whole time just because they really love it. You know what I mean? Just love gnomes and they want to see it. So I thought this was the best way to go. And I was trying to think, I might look through some of my fabric and see, oh, and on the top of his little hand, he will get this pom-pom. And I might put a silver bow or a gray bow around it. I'm not, around the top of it. I'm not sure yet. So, and I will go ahead and as you see, I've got my thread, my white thread and my needle. And I will go ahead and stitch this all the way around, you know, like so. And then when it comes to his little nose, though, and I can't really do that until I cut his beard, you know, and because his beard will go down first. Then his nose, then I have to sew around, and then I'm going to put, because it's wooden, then I'm going to go ahead, because if it was, you know how some people do they make their own out of a circle of, like I showed you with like the stockings and stuff, they make their own nose like that, and then if you're doing that, you can still sew your nose in, but this being wooden, I got the wooden bead, it's a half bead off of Amazon. With this being wooden, you can't sew it, so I'm going to have to put a little bead of hot glue here, and maybe, you know, because I like it when it goes down like so, maybe do the same on either side. I'm not sure, maybe I could sew that down too, like so, and sew it like so. And so that's what I've got going on these days, is just whenever I have an extra few minutes, really. Today's been the longest time I've spent on him, even though I'm the one that made lunch and dishes and, you know, all that good stuff. Then whoop, back up here to try to do a little bit. And I just wanted to try to bring some of my very loyal, wonderful subbies with me, and anybody else who's interested, bless your hearts for being here. And just like I said, this was take two, so we did this together, but I guess, you know, that's gone. And since it's already 17 minutes in, I will shut this off and then try to cut out my beard and stuff. I'm nervous about doing this, to be honest, because it's a first time I cut the socks. First time I've ever worked with socks, ever, except for there might have been a favorite pair in the past that I darned, you know. I don't know, to make sure it was, you know, I could keep them. I doubt it, but it's possible. So for me to even work with socks, it's fun though. I've worked with felt before, and that was a long time ago though, so I'm getting back into that, and I'm learning as I go, you know, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking because I don't want to fail. And there is a way, you know, there is a certain way you cut faux fur. You don't cut it like normal. You only cut the backing, because if you cut into it, you're cutting the fur, you know, the fur itself, so it doesn't look as full and as pretty. So I will let you guys go, but just in case you did come up in the craft room with me and get a sneak peek at Darling Hank before he's finished, maybe we can get back together when I make what I want to make to put on his hat, and we can do that together, you know. And I'd like to thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.